Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.
Today's episode of The Mike O'Mara Show is brought to you by our bonus packages. Please go to MikeO'MaraShow.com and click on the bonus banner. You'll get access to all of our bonus content, and even better, you'll be helping out TMOS. So please quit sucking, and we thank you.
Available on demand every day in iTunes and the Google Play Store, and around the world on MikeO'MaraShow.com. What more can we do for you? It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Oscar is on vacation. We are joined in his place by what I would consider a rather significant upgrade. An upgrade on across multiple platforms.
Here. I agree.
I don't know about that.
A better person for the camera with Oscar's oversized head. A better person, a better broadcast professional, more experienced broadcasting, quicker wit, better grasp of the English language.
Oh, and a better attendance record. She was here early.
Well, you were here a little early too, weren't you?
Well, I'm here, but I asked her to be here.
I got the push notification. You normally tell me that everything has been kind of checked out. Normally comes 10 minutes later than it came today, and I wasn't surprised because you were excited and you had your friend in here.
Yes.
I'm talking about Sarah Fraser.
Yay,
Let's give her a nice round of applause.
Also,
Sarah
a much
Fraser
better
is here.
haircut than Oscar.
I was going to say, the one thing I do have over Oscar is the hair is way better.
Yeah, it is a lot better.
Oscar is still looking iffy at best.
He's in a weird middle stage.
Oh, I know.
Because he went from being sort of like a badass to, and he had the normal haircut for years where he was just Oscar. Then he looked like a badass.
Right.
But now he kind of looks like he's escaped from a facility.
Well, Sarah is here, and we're happy that Sarah's here. She is the host of the Hey Frase podcast, recorded right here in Podcast Village. New episodes Monday and Wednesday on Spotify and iTunes. You can watch the podcast on Facebook Live. It's on the Sarah Fraser Facebook page at Hey Frase Podcast. Also, Mondays and Wednesdays, 12:30 Eastern Time. Hey Frase on Instagram, Hey Frase on Twitter, and heyfrase.com, www.heyfrase.com. Sarah maintains also a popular blog on her website and uses her various platforms to discuss inspirational stories, mindful living, and pop culture. What would be, in a sentence, what would be an example of mindful living?
Oh, well, it's all about mindful eating. So like your body, when you tune into your body, it will naturally tell you what to eat, and you can find your natural healthy weight. That was like
Really?
2 sentences. Yes.
Okay.
I think I could
amazing.
probably offer counterpoint on that.
Well, you've done pretty well, right?
I'm doing okay.
Are you still doing well, or what's your?
But I tune into my body, and my body is screaming beer and ice cream. And I know that's not right, so I have to have a sort of
God, I feel like... all right, well, this is Mike O'Mara. I'm going to be doing the show with Bob and Sherry today, so we'll be all set to go, and I'll try to keep it in line right now. My question to you was, how are you doing on your program?
Still under the big 3, which is great. Been a long time.
That is
flat,
good.
steady, up, down.
Sort of steady for the last while, but it's okay. Not gaining, which is great.
Well, I lost a pound last week, and I was pissed off. Like my weigh-in day is because I thought it'd be 3. I thought it would be a lot.
Yeah.
I thought I'd go into another zone, and I was kind of ticked off. But then my wife is being. This is too. We will die of saccharin and vanilla if I do this story, because I'm going to say nice things about my wife. But she is. She's putting. We have a bulletin board in the bathroom now. We have inspirational stuff that she puts on there, but. I may have found a little zone that's really helping me, and I'll keep you posted, but I don't want to talk about it, because if I talk about it, it'll just be a discussion of weight loss, and that's going to piss me off. I don't want to do that.
Bulletin board in the bathroom?
Wow.
It's a little note. People have bulletin boards where, it's like, here's what's happening today, calendar, and that. And we have a massive bathroom, a massive, ill-designed, by whoever built this house, bathroom that's the size of a football field, where there's a little shower in the corner, little tub over here, little toilet, and then a football field in there, and then a sink on the far end of the room. It could have been 3 rooms, but that's up here.
They just gave up during the design.
It just was weird. There are a couple of quirky things. I love a house with quirky things, but that's what this house has. So what I'm saying is that I was just a little peeved because I really expect. I've always been like that, but I'm not going to let it derail me. I'm going to keep chugging along and eating a lot. You just came from Maine, Sarah. I'm eating a lot of those Maine blueberries up here right now.
Oh my God, aren't they so good?
In season. Yeah, got them from our friends. The Lounder family has a full-fledged factory in their garage with a conveyor belt. and they're
Ooh.
sorting the blueberries as they come in, and there are none better. You can get them all over the country, but there are none better than if you go out on the Bucksport Road and you stop and you see the Launder family, and they're the same. The lady, my God, I think she was a grandmother when I was a boy, and we got this. How many quarts did we get? 3 quarts, 3.5 quarts.
It's almost
of,
a gallon.
You want to say hi to Sarah Fraser?
Yes, I want to say hi.
Get the ladies to commiserate.
Hi, Sarah.
Hi, Carla.
Hi. How are
Hi.
you?
Happy Monday.
Happy Monday. I'm so
Yeah.
jealous that you guys are in Maine. Amazing.
What's that?
She said she's jealous that we're in Maine.
Oh, we're coming home soon. Don't be too jealous.
Yeah, we'll tell you all about that.
How about that?
Yeah, fuck them. Anyway, I'm so. Where did that come from? I am not sure where that came from.
I
Anyway,
never hear you curse, so things must be
yes.
bad.
No, it's not
Wow.
bad. It could be us. It could be them. It could be
Rough.
nothing.
It's nice
just
to
a
see
vibe.
that you and Carla are in agreement, though.
Oh, well, that's kind of the catalyst. Mrs. O'Mara got to a point of critical mass. And
Oh,
the
I see.
bottom line is you
Ooh.
can reach out a number of times, and then you reach out and you reach out and you reach out, and then you kind of just go meh. You know?
Yeah.
And that's and it's indelibly clear that, it's time to go back to where we belong. That's it. That's the way I look at it.
It's not fixable, you don't think?
I don't care to fix it. Don't
Okay.
care to fix anything. It's I've been working on this for 50 years.
That's
so
true.
I'm not gonna,
That's true.
And nothing. There was nothing egregious. There's nothing. No, it's just
More cumulative.
It's more just like we're up here. We're just sitting up here.
Mm-hmm.
We're sitting up here like we would if we were sitting up here in the middle of February with nobody here. That's what we're doing. So that's kind of where it is. And I get it, Rob. I get it. No one wants to play with the disc jockey and his wife.
Yes.
That's just the way it goes. That's just the way it is. No one wants to really reach out. We're an embarrassment. That's the way I look
They
at
embrace
it.
your
That's
child.
the way I look at it.
Don't
huh?
they? Don't they embrace your child?
Not enough.
Oh.
Anyway, welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. How's
Indeed.
everyone doing today? Everybody have a good weekend?
Yes.
Everybody have a
Yeah,
nice
really.
Great weekend.
You're really good, especially in comparison.
Yes, yeah.
No, I can't give you. Look, my listeners, there's a segment of the listening audience that's going to hear this and go, oh, there he goes again. Not going to do it. Just coming back a month early.
That's all. That's all.
That's all it is. Just 4 long weeks early.
Mike,
That's what we're doing.
Does your whole family live up there like year round, or they do the
No.
same? They come there for the summer.
People from away primarily that
Come for the summer.
that blast in. And really, if you talked about the concentrated time would be last week in July to the third week, to the second week in August. This week, probably. That's when that's the concentrated amount of time.
Got it.
That's
Okay.
and I've got, my whole life I've been coming up here in July, the month of July, and then getting out of Dodge. And I realized that, that all the relationships and all the bonding and all the lifelong associations were formulated in the first week in August, when I wasn't
Sure.
here. And so because of that, it just gets to be, and here I go. I'm not going to go down this path.
No, don't do it,
Well,
Mike.
I
Don't
love.
do it.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
we
not
can
doing
move on.
psychotherapy
I
first
love
thing on
family
Monday.
dysfunction, though. Are you in therapy?
It's no. I should be. I should be.
I
I've
love
been
therapy.
to multiple people, but I don't like counseling. I don't like
Okay.
any kind of. No, don't care for it. Think it's
Okay.
a racket. But anyway,
This show serves as your
I
therapist.
think it's
this is
a
my
racket.
therapy. This is my therapy. And people know that I whine and all that I've got my psychological issues. There's nothing that I can point to say, I was touched under a table or anything, horrible like that. None of that exists. It's just a general feeling and it could be me, and maybe I do need therapy.
Sounds
It's
like
a
you guys are kind of outsiders, right? To them,
We're
is
outsiders.
that sort of the deal?
yeah.
Okay.
Which is probably what we wish to be, but sometimes what?
I know it's not psychotherapy, but I have to ask this question.
I know, I
is
love
it,
Yes.
is it more of being an outsider or more of still being the youngest kid?
It could be either. It could be either. It could be that. It could, but it is when Mrs. O'Mara reaches out, you can only reach out so many times, and then
Yeah.
you kind of just go, eh. And then there's kind of a lot of not forced social situations, but a lot of mingling where you just don't feel any connection, and no one really cares about it because the relationships that have been forged for a long time, and it ends up making you feel smaller as a person.
Yeah,
and
I totally get it.
at a certain point, if you feel that way, you say, okay, that's cool. And so we've got, it's a beautiful place to be, and it's a beautiful place. But when it comes to that type of environment, It's I didn't think I'd be doing this right out of the gate today. I really didn't.
It was
think
top
No,
of
I
mind.
love family issues. Yeah, I love that.
It's just not fun.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not. It's something that, and it's just like I choose to be around kind of in an environment where I feel kind of challenged and stimulated, and not where I feel like it's just kind of awkward.
Yeah.
And awkwardness, it gets it. That's really all it is. It's awkward,
It's the
and it
general
might be me.
awkwardness, yeah.
I'm perfectly willing to take all the responsibility. And for people that have real problems, let me say I commiserate with you. I understand you, and this is nothing. We said this to us to each other a couple of times on the weekend. People that have real issues. I have a beautiful son. I live in nice places of the world. This is my career has been wonderful. Up until about 10 years ago, and it was it's just, I mean, it's fantastic. And so I like my life. I like what I'm doing. But this awkwardness is just It's
Yeah,
like
it's
you're
weird.
almost not to the point of what did I do? Did I say something? But no, that feeling of, you just don't want, and you try and you try and you try, and then you just say again, this was my second time at the rodeo doing this. You remember I went away for a long time.
That's right.
And I came back, and so, who knows? Anything could happen.
What I
Anything
hate the
could
most
happen right
about
now.
this is I know deep down how much you love the environment of Maine and how much it is a part of your fabric, and I know you wanted
Right.
to share that with your son, and it's not
Yeah, but that's
working out.
not necessarily in the cards.
And it's disappointing. It's
That's
very
it.
sad.
No,
Yeah,
it just
that
gets
is.
to a point where it's just I don't want to. I'm not going to throw darts at people. I'm really not going to throw darts at. But people can be difficult.
They can.
People can
Yeah,
be rude.
100%.
People can be, and it's just.
And when you're dealing with
That's
someone
it.
like my family, they know the buttons to push. So when they want to be difficult, they can be the most difficult because they've known you your entire
and
life.
But as I said, it's not going to hit you over the head. People
No,
go, "What's your problem?" And really, that might be it. That might be it. It might all be from me. I might take total responsibility over that. So see, this is Sarah. This is my psychotherapy.
This sounds
is
like
what I do.
mindfulness. This sounds
This-
like mindfulness. I love it. Mindful living. It becomes about awareness, checking in with yourself. Seems like
Right.
you're doing all that. Taking responsibility for your own actions. Seems like you're there.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, for me personally and my life, when that 5-year-old crawls into the bed with us in the morning at 6 a.m. and looks at you and that I don't need much more than that.
Right.
I really, really don't.
Right.
And I love what I do. I love coming in and doing this every day. This is so much. But it does make one feel. You question yourself. You get insecure. You get all that stuff. And anybody that's been around family or a group of friends that are like that, it's. I think it's what we do for a living. I think it makes us necessarily kind of insecure about that. Everybody's got their different kind of issues, and I know I'm going to get the. I go ahead.
No.
Go ahead. Lay it on me.
Yeah,
Don't
but
lay it
you
on him,
can't
folks.
use that. Yeah, I mean, you're
Right.
still human. You have feelings and reactions, and
Yes.
and I think it's harder. Personally, I'm very close with some of my family members, but I do think it's harder when it kind of crumbles from a family situation than friends, because for the most part, you have a couple dear friends your whole life, but mostly
Right.
friends come and go depending on where you live and what stage you are in your life. So you sort of expect it from friends, but family, it is very difficult.
You can't
Yeah,
shake
you
family.
would think
Yeah.
that
You
you
can't
would
shake
think
them,
that
yeah.
wanting to get together with people would be a big deal, and it's
Yeah.
gotten more and more of a
And
where
it's,
we don't want to be there.
it's
and
hard
it's
when
just
you
like,
extend the olive branch, and then
yeah,
nothing
yeah.
back.
But
and-
but as I said, no one's done anything. So I
Right.
mean, it's really it's just the way it is, and you have to at a certain point
Right.
accept it. And I think this comment was made a few times. And by the way, happy Monday, everybody! Monday in August. Hope you're having a good time.
Monday.
How about the laughs? Are they coming a mile a minute right now? Yes, they are. It's
tickling
one of
Mike.
those. It's
Be
one
the
of those
last time
situations
I'd-
where you have to. What's that? Know thyself. Know that.
Yes.
Know thyself.
That's a
and
good
know
yeah.
who you are. And at a certain point, when I'm staring at the big 6-0 next year, I say to myself, I got a few more trips around, and I've got to enjoy my life and sort of maximize it right now and enjoy that and trying to fit myself into a group of people that really aren't my people. That's really what it comes down to. So it's not people being overtly mean. It's not people. It's really just not fitting.
Bad fit.
and that's kind of a bummer.
Life's too short.
That's it. I'm leaving now.
No,
Okay,
come
bye.
back.
Well-
We need you.
I'll be fine. No, it'll
Life's
be fine.
too short to put yourself in a bad
Now,
situation.
there
like
are things that I love. I love it up here. I love there are people I love up here. There are people that you just came from here. It's
magical.
a beautiful. It's a magical place. But one of the things, as Rob knows, I love more than anything else is boating.
Yeah.
And so when that went awry this weekend, it just compounded some already deep psychological problems for me. But it's okay. Zach, my lobsterman friend, was to the rescue and texted me and let me know that my dinghy was floating out in the middle of the bay.
Oh. God.
Yes, that's. I'll have the details on that.
At any point
I went
this
right to
weekend-
the. By the way, I buried the lead. What?
At any point this weekend, did you just throw your hands in the air and go, "That's just great"?
That's my life. That's my life. But who got to go on a boat on Friday? This guy.
Hey, that guy's on a boat.
We'll take a break and come back with more. This is the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. You can listen to the Mike O'Mara Show at www.mikeomarashow.com.
Stay tuned for an outstanding entertainment program.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show.
Let's get down to business.
From the entertainment capital of the world.
Getting older now. I know I'm getting older. I'm at the age now while I'm brushing my teeth, I can talk to someone. I'm getting older. My age, to me, shooting up means the enema bag. I mean old. I told my wife, I want to die in bed. She said, again? You know when you're getting old, you get certain signs. I walked past a cemetery. 2 guys ran after me with shovels. My last birthday cake, I couldn't blow out the candles. The heat drove me back. Oh, you kidding? I saw my picture in a funeral home with a sign, coming soon. I mean, you know when you're getting over, crying out loud. I took a vacation, went to Mexico. I got the walks. Walks. Hello, what happened here again now, huh? I mean, if I hear someone goes both ways, I figure it's number 1 and number 2. I played a slot machine, 3 prunes came up. That's a good sign, too, you know. I mean, this town, you gotta go broke. They got slot machines all over, even in supermarkets. But a container of milk cost me $238. I mean, I'm never lucky at gambling. Last week at the track, I shot off the opening gun. They killed my horse.
It's the Mike O'Mara Show. Mike O'Mara, Rob Spiewak, Oscar Santana. And now, from his easy chair, here's Mike.
From our nation's capital, Washington, D.C., in the Podcast Village studios, welcome to the Mike O'Mara Show. The Mike O'Mara Show, or TMOS to our friends, is a worldwide radio show and podcast with a loyal following of listeners who get it. If you're listening right now, you get it too. TMOS, always ready to hear from you with our weekly mailbag, our wide open Wednesday phone calls. Our show is an interactive experience, and we love our audience participation. So please let us hear from you. All over the world, the Mike O'Mara Show on now, brought to you by Alex Papp. Attention, Northern California residents. Attention. Alex Papp. What can you tell me, Rob Spiewak, about Alex Papp?
Alex Papp has been in the business since he was 18 years old. He is the best real estate agent in Northern California. And the thing I love about Alex is when you call him, you don't go to an office, you don't go to a call center, you call his cell phone. You can call him, you can text him, he's always
Listen
there
to that.
for you.
Right off the top of his head, Rob Spiewak, I've got copy in front of me, and I've got his phone number, 916-276-2129. Alexander helps you through the entire real estate process, from finding your perfect home to writing an aggressive offer, working through home inspections, even finding you a great lender for your loan and pre-approval. Alexander Papp is rated 5 out of 5 stars on Zillow, Trulia, and Realtor.com. He's not your typical pushy dude, but he's got your interests in mind, and he loves TMOS just like you. Stop looking at homes online. Give Alex a call on his personal cell phone, 916-276-2129. That's 916-276-2129. Alexander Papp is licensed in the entire state of California, but focuses exclusively on NorCal, from Marysville to Grass Valley, from Granite Bay to Folsom, and everywhere in between. Stop renting. Call Alex, the NorCal Realtor, today, 916-276-2129, BRE 019 86031, Prado Real Estate. And remember, anyone who buys a home through Alex gets a fruitcake from Rob Spiewak.
Exactly. How can you miss? It's your first meal in your new home.
Wait, do you make it?
Oh, yeah.
You make it homemade?
Oh, yes.
Oh, my God. I want to try one of these.
Oh,
we're doing a
huge
fundraiser
promotion,
on his back, a massive,
He did tell me
massive
this.
fundraiser with fruitcakes, and we'll tell you about those later in the program. So thank you, Sarah. Right out of the gate, I don't like to lay psychotherapy on people, but
I love it, so don't
appreciate
worry.
you.
Do you feel better now, though? You got it
listening.
off your chest?
I felt better yesterday. We resolved it ourselves, but we had a bad Saturday.
Ugh.
We had a bad Saturday. It was just kind of like sitting there going, hey, what's the deal? It was kind of like the poor pity party that we had, and then yesterday we were out and we had a good time. However, on Friday, one of the great joys in my life is finishing up this show on Friday and having a date with my wife and son and being able to get out on the Mario and sail the seven seas. And on last week's show, I was so cocky, and I've been practicing my nautical skills so diligently that I decided that I would show it on the show, Sarah. So I brought in my little rope, and I'm tying a bowline, and I'm tying a clove hitch and round turn and 2 half hitches, and I'm showing all the boys, feeling very proud about myself.
Sure,
and
okay.
So flash forward to the show's over. We say our goodbyes. Oscar's skipping out of here. He's going on vacation. It's Friday, Rob's happy. He's going off to do whatever he does on the weekend. And I head down to the dock like I've done a million times in my life. And I limp my fat ass into the dinghy, and I row your boat out there, and everything's fine, and everything's chugging along. And it's very, very windy. That's the only thing that I'm dealing with. So it's kind of a slog rowing against the wind in an inflatable craft that, let's be honest, with me in it, an inflatable dinghy with me in it, which is just overstuffed. Yeah. And so I'm rowing this thing, and it's a great workout because my boat is way out there because the boats that are closer in belong to the people that are more important. And so I'm rowing the boat very well. That's effing true too.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
Mike's, yeah, it's like, okay, we're going to put Sam, Joe, Terry's here, Sam's here. Yes, yeah. Put Mike's out here. Because we don't really like him at all. Anyway, so I'm rowing, and I get a head of steam up. I was back in the day recruited by Marist College to be what is called a crew jock.
Oh, that's right.
For those of you that don't know what a crew jock is, it's an oarsman. Mm-hmm. And I was recruited for this. I never rowed one meet for Marist because I got up there and I said, 4:30 in the morning? I'm 18. But anyway, I didn't row for Marist as it turned out. But I've rowed.
But it got you to be up there and be Bill O'Reilly's roommate.
Yeah, and then I left after 2 years.
Exactly.
And went to the fabulous American University. But I digress. So I'm rowing against the wind, and one of the things that's helping me is I'm getting a head of steam up, and I'm trying to do this. So I'm rowing, and you're looking back here to see where you're going. One of the things about rowing a boat is you're going backwards.
Yes.
And when you have tremendous flexibility and you can swivel your neck around like Reagan in The Exorcist, you're perfectly capable of turning around and going, like this.
Sure.
And so I'm rowing, and I'm really got a good head of steam up. And I check my bearings, see where I'm going. And so then I forget about it for a while. And about 10 minutes into the row, I hear, and I turn around, and right in my blind spot, like right over there's this giant sailboat coming.
Oh my God.
Literally bearing down. And I put the brakes on this thing, and I see the glitterati coming in, the people that, oh, I know you. Thanks for the invite. and so I put the brakes on, the turbo brakes on, and I'm a little rattled because I said, hey, sorry guys, and they say nothing. So which is kind of typical of the, it's like, have a great time, hope you sink. But anyway, so I stop, but my heart rate's up. It's not danger. I got out of the way. But then they may have been avoiding me, and I thought they might run over something. But it was fine, right?
Were they using sail power or propeller power?
Propeller power
so you
on a
could
sailboat.
Have theoretically been sucked into their wake.
No, it was not that big a boat, but it was big enough to, it would have caused a world of hurt for me.
Of course.
So I continue on my journey, and I get out to the Mario, my 19-foot boat.
Yeah,
the vessel.
Craft.
The vessel that I'm
sure.
on. Right? And I go through my routines. And because it's windy, the lines are a little harder to manage.
Sure.
So you got to kind of pull things in and do that. And I get the boat tied up, and I see that the SS Elite has left the dock. And so they're heading away, and the Rockefellers have left the dock, and so I bring
Sure.
and they're
Kisses.
and so I bring my little scow into the dock where my wife and son are waiting. Great day, everything's going to be fine. Everything's.
Did
gonna
they
be
witness
wonderful.
the altercation with the sailboat from the dock?
Probably not that big a deal. I don't think
Okay.
they even
All
heard
right.
it.
All right,
'Cause
good,
it wasn't even a subject. You're more about getting your kid on the boat safely and all that. And we go off to Bar Harbor for the purpose of getting fuel.
Okay.
But you can't get fuel when there is a cruise ship in. Because the cruise ship brings its little people trucksters into the dock where the fuel is, and they control the dock for the day.
They're
and
called
there's
tenders.
nowhere.
Aren't they called tenders? Those people
They're
movers?
tenders, yeah. And there's no way around to get the fuel. I'll get to that later.
All
That's
right.
crazy.
So it's crazy, but
Yeah.
it's the world we live in, and I'm I don't want to say critical, but I'm definitely low, and I don't have any options.
Right.
So
Okay, sure,
I get
sure.
over there, and when I see the cruise ship, it's like Napoleon Dynamite just going. Now, Mike, could you have called and find out what the schedule is? Yes, that's what a smart person would do. But it's more fun for me just to get hit by a sailboat and then jump on the boat and go over there and wait.
You're out for a boat
So-
ride with the fam.
Sure, roll the dice.
So
Yeah.
it's determined. I send Mrs. O'Mara up to talk to the people. They said, this is about 1:15 in the afternoon. And we were planning on going over just for a quick little walk, get a little fuel. And the little guy's got this gift shop inside a restaurant where they give kids free little plastic toys.
Oh, wow.
And it's his thing. It's what he likes to do. And then we're going to turn around and maybe have a sandwich and come back. It turns out we won't be able to get fuel until 4:30 because of the cruise ship. So I'm not going to chance it. We need gas. We got to wait.
All right.
We got to wait. My
There
wife's
are
got a
worse
baby shower to
places.
go
There are
to.
worse
you know.
places to kill an afternoon than Bar Harbor, though.
You
Yeah,
know
that's
what? We'll
the
make our
truth.
way. We'll
It's
figure it out. We're in a
gorgeous.
little touristy town.
Yeah.
Well, you know Bar Harbor,
Oh
right?
my God, I was there on Saturday. I mean, ironically, like we almost crossed paths because we went up to Thunder Hole. So we,
There you fabulous tourist attraction.
We took my
Beautiful
boyfriend-
tourist attraction.
Yep, we took him because he'd never been up to Bar Harbor. So we took him to Thunder Hole. We drove up to the top of Cadillac Mountain.
Is he boyfriend
had
or
lunch.
fiance, Sarah? I thought
Well, he's soon to be my fiance because that was, I need your wedding advice. That's for later on because we were
my.
looking at wedding venues in Maine from the very high end to the reasonable. And I'm totally swept up now. Like I did not think I would
now
do
I'm
that.
swept up. Now I'm curious because now I've got to finish my story because now I'm going to pepper you with questions.
But anyway, Bar Harbor is the best place to
Beautiful.
kill time.
It is
Yeah,
beautiful.
It's beautiful.
town.
It's fantastic. So we've got it mapped out. We're going to get our, Carla's all big on getting our steps in. And you know how Bar Harbor,
Sure.
you go down from the dock all the way up to the top. It's a nice little incline where you get some really, really good steps and you power walk up there
Yep.
and then you come back down. And so an hour in, I might as well retrieve my text messages just to see exactly what was said to me. My dear friend up here, a person that I have nothing to say badly about whatsoever, is Mr. Zach Piper. He is a Maine lobsterman, and he is
Ooh.
one of my best buddies, and he's fantastic.
Man's man hangs out
Oh,
with
I'm
Mike a lot.
sure.
He also has snow plows, so he handles stuff in the wintertime when he's not doing lobster season.
I don't
And
think I've ever met a lobsterman who isn't a man's man.
no sissy
Oh, you know
lobsterman
what?
up there.
I think he
so,
said
yeah.
it too. Yeah.
They're a rough,
okay.
tough group in the best
So
way.
here it is.
Sorry, Zach.
So this is the text that I received from Zach Piper.
Okay.
Okay.
Were you trying to play hide and seek with your rowboat? saw it drifting. Saw it drifting down the point.
Oh.
So he says, and then he sends a picture of him towing my boat in.
Of course, he sends a picture.
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah, he sends a picture of it, and it's a picture
Oh.
of him.
That's
towing my
oh
boat in.
no.
Oh, my God. Mike, you got lucky. Damn.
Yeah.
Can you
Yeah, I got
imagine
very
going
lucky.
back?
Yes, but
No
Zach.
dinghy. Oh, man.
But you
Oh,
know
that
who
would be-
really got
That'd be
lucky?
the worst.
Who really got lucky was Zach because he took great joy in sending that photo.
Oh, look, that's the trade-off.
That's what he
the
loves.
The trade-off of having people that look out for you are his schadenfreude. That's what he enjoys. So he says, but either way, good job on the bowling. Next time, make sure it's attached to something. Ha ha.
Oh, no.
So that was it. Yeah. And so I said, ha ha ha, you are my savior. He said, it gave me a good laugh for the day. And then he says, I also found Misty, that's his girlfriend, also found Misty a kayak. So Zach's out there catching lobsters,
Looking for boats.
just taking
extra-
advantage of
yes.
people's screw-ups out there. Found Misty a kayak. No word on whether the owner of that might be like in Davy Jones' locker. Going, hey, look, Misty, you got your brand new kayak. Meanwhile, the guy's going, help me. So that was it, and that was the beginning of what was a stellar Friday, where
man.
unfortunately, that's it. And then we ended up getting fuel at about 10 of 5. That's when we finally got our fuel in there, and that was back home. What a day! And I relaxed for the rest of the day. When we come back, ladies and gentlemen, I'm just tabling all of my discussions.
Oh,
because
you
we
don't?
don't have Sarah here very often.
No, we don't.
And I want to find out about this sinful relationship she's
Oh,
in.
yeah, I
Anyway,
got a
we'll
lot
take
to
a
talk
break.
about.
And we'll come back with more fun and more thrills. Rob, are you enjoying yourself?
a blast.
These guest hosts are a blast.
Aren't they great? Yeah.
We'll take a break. Come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, this is Rob.
And hello, this is Sharon. I'm his real-life mother. Every
Listen
year,
to this,
we
Sarah.
get together
Sarah,
and
listen.
make our delicious signature holiday fruitcakes. They really are special.
What makes them so special? Is it the top quality ingredients, the fresh spices, or is it the love and care that goes into each and every one?
No, idiot, it's the booze.
Thanks, Mom. And up until now, it was virtually impossible to get your hands on one of these fruitcakes. But not anymore. Introducing TMOS Fruitcake Futures. This is the year that you can get your hands on a signature Rob Spiewak fruitcake.
Carefully baked and lovingly packaged for home delivery.
Order now and it will be in your mouth in time for the holidays. Moist and delicious and packed with exotic fruits, a magical blend of 3 kinds of nuts, and with 3 different tiers of fruitcake purchase, you can select the package that's perfect for you.
And of course, it makes a great gift.
Just go to TMOSfruitcake.com or click the fruitcake banner on the TMOS website. Buy now and get ready for the happiest holidays ever.
Buy a fruitcake because Mother told you to.
You like that? Yeah.
It's really my mom.
We're
Your
having
mom has a true radio voice.
She's
now
the
I know
best.
where you get it.
She's the best.
Holy
we're having a
crap.
bake sale.
I'm actually concerned. You guys have thousands of listeners. Are you prepared? You're
yeah.
going to be.
Yeah, we actually we actually researched it.
Yes.
And we're doing it right now, as a matter of fact.
I
And
hope
we're
you're
getting, we're
cooking
getting the
as we
thing.
speak.
Yeah, so I've been grinding cloves all morning.
It's very, very
I hope
exciting.
so. Damn, you're going to be busy.
Are you prepared for this?
Oh, yeah,
one?
I've been, you know what? Actually, it's weird because I went through the restaurant distributor that I normally buy the fruitcake fruit from, and
Yeah.
the more you buy, the cheaper it gets per capita. So we'll be buying huge buckets of citron and cherries and canned pineapple and all that stuff. So, yeah,
Yeah,
we
we're
do it.
we'll it'll be a big thing. We might even be doing a show from the baking day. It's,
Yeah.
I would hope
pretty
you
special.
rented like a kitchen, right?
We're going to make
You're
it
gonna-
here at Podcast Village. I think it'll be all right.
Oh, in the microwave?
Yeah, we're going to
Okay,
microwave
great.
them.
Going to make
That
it on
one-
the parking tier of the CVS
Okay.
drugstore.
Oh,
Welcome back to
wonderful.
the Mike O'Mara Show. Brought to you by Lightstream. If you're thinking about saving money this summer, why not start by paying less interest on your credit card balance? You can refinance with a credit card consolidation loan from Lightstream. It's an easy way to save hundreds to thousands of dollars and lower your interest rate. Lightstream offers credit card consolidation loans from 5.89% APR with auto pay. That's way lower than the average credit card interest rate of over 18% APR. Boo!
Boo!
You could get your funds as soon as the day you apply. Lightstream believes that people with good credit deserve a great interest rate and no fees. So say goodbye to high-interest credit cards this summer and start saving with Lightstream. Our listeners can get an additional interest rate discount on top of Lightstream's already low rates, but the only way to get this discount is to go to lightstream.com/TMOS. That's LIGHTSTREAM.com/TMOS. Subject to credit approval, rate includes 0.5% auto pay discount. Terms and conditions apply, and offers are subject to change without notice. Visit lightstream.com for more information. We're here with Sarah Fraser. Let me give the plugs for Sarah. Sarah's host of the Hey Frase podcast, recorded right here in Podcast Village. New episodes Monday and Wednesday on Spotify and iTunes. And when you mentioned Rob's mother doing that fruitcake
Yes.
commercial, and Rob was not even aware of this until we pointed it out to him, his mother sounds like his son does, or his son did
Yes.
back in the day when he had him do little voiceovers. She's got the
Really?
same patter, the
Yeah.
same. It's weird. Have you talked about that amongst your family members?
I haven't brought it up, although my mom keeps saying, so Mike likes the commercial, right? Because she's trolling for compliments
So
now.
you didn't mention that we said
She's
that.
good.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. It's about the show when you're at home. All right. Welcome back.
No, I told her all about the commercial, but I haven't mentioned the
Rob,
correlation.
we don't need to lie to each other. I mean, you get out of here, and the last thing you want to talk about is what Oscar and I are saying to you. I understand that. I mean, I understand the way that goes.
We've been talking about the fruitcake promotion. I just haven't brought up the correlation between her and Robert's voice.
I just thought it was interesting. I guess I thought it was Oscar and I thought it was more interesting than you did. That's all.
I suppose.
I'm just yeah. Well, that's it. Because you see, when Rob's at home and the show comes up, and Carrie goes, "Ugh, God, not again."
That show. I mean, how many years have you and Mike been working together?
Too long.
I know.
26 too many.
I mean, it's amazing. None of my co-hosts last that long, so I'm impressed.
Yeah. It was. It's wonderful, but we're very excited about making cake.
I can't wait to see
the
this
making
process.
and the salesmanship of the cakes too.
It's going to be. But
I'm
his
ordering one.
mother sounds like his son did. Back in
Really?
the day. Yeah. It's a. You could find that tape and,
Let me see if I have-
stack it up against.
If I have
it's
a
just
Robert
kind of
promo,
that-
hold on.
It's this very articulate kind of. It's a very. God, what's the word I'm looking for? They articulate very well.
Yes,
their
she
diction
does.
is very, very. And Robert's diction was really, really good when he was like 4 years ago, something like that.
Oh
when he
yeah,
did it?
probably about like that. Yeah, and
But anyway.
it's because we came from the beatings.
So you maintain a blog on your website.
I do.
And you talk about. How much do you bring? Because I want to be, make sure you're in your comfort zone. How much do you bring your personal life into, like your podcast and your blog and things like that? When you're talking about
I
a
talk about
boyfriend / fiance.
I talk about it all. I disclose so much to the point that my boyfriend / fiance has been banned from listening to my podcast because he gets so upset.
Hey, you know what? Who are you talking to? I get it.
And
I understand
have
that.
family issues. I mean, my family will often call me and say, you make me sound like I'm broke. You make me sound like I'm this, like I'm that on the podcast. So I have a huge list of people who I go, just don't listen. Don't listen. No, the audience doesn't care. They understand that lots of times it's entertainment. There's lots of shreds of truth in there, but it might not be the whole thing. So,
well, if you wouldn't mind, I would love to. I would love to just do a little, interview. We've never really gotten to the ABCs of you. You've been on the show a few times now,
yes.
And you came in like 2 weeks ago with a quick hit that was probably one of the best, like, bam, on and off moments. And that's when I just said, whenever they say to me, "Hey, would you like to have Sarah come in and panel me?" Yes, right away, right? Because it's really tremendous to have you come in here. But we've never explored you. Because I'm, between my psychotherapy, it gets a little, I get in the way.
Show.
So, all right. So you are, have you ever been married before?
Never been married. I'm 36. Never been married.
36. Okay, 36. No kids. Interested in having a family at some point?
You know what's funny? I never thought that I would be, but the older I get, because I'm very close with, I have one younger brother, and he has a daughter, and my mom lives in Maine. My father passed away when I was in high school, but I'm very close to them. So now, all of a sudden, as I'm 36, I'm like, you know what? I really want to have a kid. I think I want to have 2 kids because my brother and I are so close. I love that whole family dynamic. So I'm entertaining it. Yes.
And how does the boyfriend feel about the children?
Oh, he was ready to have a kid like 5 years ago.
Okay. And how long have we been seeing this? Would
5
you like
years.
to mention names or?
Yeah, Dan. Yes.
Dan. Hi, Dan. How you doing, Dan? I hope you listen to this because listen, you know what? I really am somewhat of an unofficial relationship expert.
Very unofficial.
Is Dan about the same age, older, younger, or?
He's about 3 years older. So he's 39. So yes, just turned 39.
That's cool. That's that.
Yeah.
Right there. My daughters came to me and said, "Dad, we're gonna do the career, and at a certain point, when I'm in my 30s, that's when I would say perfectamundo.
Yeah.
You're grown-ups. You've been through it before. Have you ever gotten close before, Dan? Did you ever get to where maybe?
Yes.
Yeah, usually when you're
I have a famous engagement story that I've told for years on different radio shows and my own podcast. I was also with a guy for 5 years. Now, he was 15 years older than me. Had been divorced, had 2 kids, and
what's that tape of The Godfather you played the other day? Don't you have the guy that's the producer, the Hollywood producer?
Yeah,
that was the guy that was 15 15 years old. You don't have that one, Andy, do you?
I might, actually.
If you happen to have that one, just let her continue to talk. So he was, and if you find him, he's not on tape as often as some of the other ones, but I think we might have a tape of that man. 15 years old.
Yeah, needless to say, I was younger. I was in my 20s, and I was really
I
not
think
ready.
I have a tape, Mike, for you at this point.
All right.
This is Sarah's first.
Never gets that movie. That part is perfect for
This is him.
It'll make him a big star.
This is talking about.
I'm going to run him out of the business. And let me tell you why.
It's talking about Dan,
Johnny
her new.
Fontaine Roon, one of Walt Street International's most valuable proteges.
Right.
For 5 years, we had her under.
This was Sarah's first close to fiance. Was he ever fiance? This guy?
Well, I have a famous story. My mom had called me and she said, I kind of knew that he really wanted to get engaged, and so my mom and I had been having second thoughts, and my mom knew this, so she called me one week and she's like, "Hey, I really think that Ed is going to propose to you this weekend," and I was like, "Oh my God!"
Is Ed his real name?
Ed was his real name.
Somehow this story just got
Ed.
3 times better based on the fact this guy is named Ed.
And they used to call him on the radio Old Man Ed. So so OME was his
I don't
name.
think I'm speaking out of school. We can tell the truth. It's Eddie Van Halen. It was Eddie Van Halen.
Yes, Eddie
After
Van Halen.
Valerie Bertinelli.
Yeah, he was in a weird spot. He was.
Well, very awkward. So anyway, Ed comes down that weekend, and I'd been like violently ill all week. Ed?
Sarah!
Edward, is that you? I didn't realize we had gone to phone calls. Okay. So anyway, I said to him, like, immediately when he showed up to my apartment, I was like, I think you're going to ask me to marry you this weekend, and I can't do it. I'm really not there. So, like, I thought that I was doing him a favor by telling him up front, like, I cannot get engaged. So he goes, okay, well, we always said if we ended our relationship that we'd go out to a really nice dinner and we'd end it that way. So I was like...
So the lack of engagement is a deal killer for him?
Yes.
When you said you didn't want to get engaged, were you thinking that not only are you not going to get engaged, but this is kind of fini?
Oh no, it was over. It was over. Like
he
was
over.
just
Okay.
he was just like way too old, way in a different spot like than I was. It was just not going to work. So we go out to the Ritz-Carlton in Tyson's Corner, right?
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
he had one quality, huh? Yeah, ka-ching, ka-ching. I get it. I know how you ladies work.
Financial investor. Yep, exactly.
There it is.
Work for Merrill Lynch, whole deal. Okay, so I'm thinking, all right, great. We'll go to dinner. Obviously, this is going to end, so I was very emotional. We get there, and Ed had failed to tell the restaurant that we were not engaged, nor were we getting engaged. So when we get there, they have the maitre d' and they have the host, and they have buckets of champagne, and they're like, this way, you know.
Oh, so he was going to take you there for the...
Yes,
Oh,
and
that's
he
a
never
bad move.
called them. So they put us
I would
at the
have taken
chef's
you to the
table.
Silver Diner after that. That's ridiculous.
But to be
nice person.
To be fair, Mike, the Silver Diner, but anything she wanted on the menu. Anything you want.
Oh, wow.
I wouldn't have taken you there. Oh, God. Oh, that's so terrible.
Well,
They
he's
seat
probably,
us?
at his age, probably forgetful.
He forgot whether he
All right,
told
take
them
a
or
break
not.
because we got to continue this. We'll finish this up when we come back, and then more. This is just the first question I have.
Yeah, I know exactly.
All right, so we'll continue. This is the Sarah Fraser Show today. We'll take a break and come right back on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hi, this is Grace the intern. College is right around the corner, and it's time for students to get prepared for school. But what I suggest is our parents consider doing their part. Campus cookies are fine, and care packages are nice, but what we hardworking students really deserve is to be treated like grown-ups. Reward our efforts with a subscription to the Mike O'Mara Bonus Show.
Oh, that's
The
sweet.
Mike O'Mara
Yes.
Bonus Show will provide us with the much-needed humor between classes and an excuse to tune that annoying roommate out and listen to the voices that really matter. And did I mention the swearing? We love that shit. So Mom and Dad, please consider a Bonus Show gift subscription for your wary student by clicking the banner at MikeO'MaraShow.com.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show, brought to you by Stamps.com. Nowadays, you get everything on demand. You get TV, car rides, food, even our podcast.
Yes.
You listen to us whenever it's convenient for you. So why are you still going to the post office when you can get postage on demand with Stamps.com? With Stamps.com, you can do everything you do at the post office right from your desk 24/7 when it's convenient for you. Buy and print official U.S. postage for any letter or package using your own computer and printer, and your mailman picks it up. No lines, no parking hassles, just click, print, mail, and you're done. It couldn't be easier. And you can create a Stamps.com account in minutes online with no equipment to lease and no long-term commitments. We've used Stamps.com since the start of this podcast because it saves time, hassle, and money. Right now, use the TMOS code for a special offer that includes up to $55 in free postage, a digital scale, and a 4-week trial. Don't wait. Go to Stamps.com, and before you do anything else, click on the radio microphone at the top of the homepage and type in TMOS. That's Stamps.com. Enter TMOS. You'll wonder how you got along without it. We are with the delightful Sarah Fraser. Rob and I are here. Oscar is in Hyannisport for the weekend.
He's installing sconces this week.
He's going up there with his fam, and hope he has a wonderful time, and he'll be back on Thursday's show. Yes. Sarah, we were just in the get-go stages, and I had to take a break because I want to give you a good long segment here. So it's Eddie, the fiance, and Eddie, you decide that's it. It's kaput. There's an age difference. There's some barriers there. And he said, well, we always said that we would go to a nice dinner, but the problem is he takes you to the joint where he was going to pop the question.
He does.
No.
And by the way, he was a serious hoarder. Like serious hoarder. So that was one of the reasons that I was like, I can't do this. Oh my God. Every stamps. Oh my God. Prints.
Well, hold on. I mean,
busts.
wait. There are degrees. Are we talking about like feces in the corner undiscovered hoarder, or are we talking like a guy that just has a lot of
magazines?
Oh no, magazines
books.
Tied up in twine. That's the worst.
Did he have magazines tied up?
Oh, 100%. You talk about Hemingway.
You don't want that.
This dude had a wall in his apartment in New York City of animal busts. I was like, dude, I cannot.
Like taxidermied heads?
Like taxidermy. Oh my God.
In a New York
boar's
apartment.
Head, a zebra head, all this crap. I'm like.
Not okay.
Okay. Honestly,
but he had to have money, Rob, if he had an apartment that's big enough to have animal heads.
That's true. Where's the rest of this
I'm just kind of looking at I'm just looking at the positives. Yeah,
that's true.
I don't drink, Arthur. I don't drink. It dulls the senses. Anyway, so he takes you to the Ritz-Carlton. Mm-hmm.
We go to the Ritz. They put us at the chef's table. I've been hysterically crying all day, and they had spotlights on us, right? And all the other tables are based around this recessed chef's table.
Oh no!
Oh my God, you guys! It was.
I love it already.
They had done a custom menu for us of like 8 or 9 courses. I said to Ed, I was like, I can't get through. Like, are you kidding? So I'm like crying again.
I'm going to stop you again. I'm sorry, but I have to. So Ed knows as you're on the way to the Ritz-Carlton.
Yes.
Ed knows that you have broken it off. That this is kaput. That the relationship is done.
Yes.
In his infinite ignorance was he doing to roll? Knowing what did he do? Was he just messed up too? Was he a little cloudy or what?
No, this was the problem in our relationship. I think he was used to women like doing everything for him. So I think it was, the whole planning details like he didn't really do. And as the night goes on and I just start crying and I can't eat anything. Oh my God. At one point, they just killed the lights. They took away the champagne buckets, and they all just walked away. And they did. Honest to God.
We're calling it.
They called it. They totally called it. They brought him the bill, and that was it. Yes.
Oh, that's so depressing.
Yes, it was. But it was the best decision ever. So I definitely am a little bit of a runaway bride because like Dan and I have sort of talked about the engagement, and then I've been like, I don't know. He's the current one.
I won't be ignored, Dan. So Dan, now it's Dan.
Yes.
You go up to Maine where your mom lives. So that's where you want. And by the way, do you mind saying what region she is? She in the southern part of the state? Is she in the northern part of the state?
Near Boothbay Harbor. She's at this little lake town called Damascotta, Maine.
I'll go see her this afternoon.
Yeah, you've got to. Oh my God, she's a hysteric.
Bring her a quart of those blueberries.
Blueberries?
Blueberries, yeah. They're made by John Belushi.
Blueberries are different than blueberries.
Oh, really?
Right.
What are those?
Anyway, so you're thinking about maybe
We are. So we looked at various wedding places in Maine, and there's this place in Pittston, Maine called Beach Hill Farm. All right.
Sounds lovely.
It is Martha Stewart magazine where it is insane. It's beautiful. And it is $12,500 just for the venue. Okay, the venue and this house, right?
What a racket.
Do you think? Now I'm caught up though, and I really want it.
You have waited a long time. time, Sarah. You owe it to look.
But I still think every day I say to Dan, we'll probably get divorced because then I'm going to surprise myself if we stay together. Like I set my expectations super low.
Lower the bar. That's
I
right.
lower the bar. Every day I go, I'm probably going to leave you.
DGH, Sarah, don't get happy.
I don't get happy.
That's the way that goes.
I go, I'm always on the verge of leaving you. Don't get complacent. I don't know if this is going to work or not, but we're going to give it a go because we've been in this for so long. And then if we make it, I'll be pleasantly surprised.
It sounds like what I said to Carrie before I proposed to her.
Yeah.
The venue is... Now, let me tell you, the venue is cool, okay?
Yes.
There's some other factors. If you have a nice joint, I got married to Carla, my third marriage, at a really beautiful place, Poplar Spring, in the spa out there. Really nice joint. My friend owned it at the time. It was great. But all the other rules were not the same. We had a teeny tiny ceremony. I mean, super tight, like 5 family members. It was super small, but we had a great meal and stuff like that. So do you want not only the venue, but you want like everybody, like they're bussing in people from Channel 5 and stuff like that where, everyone, all of your media contacts, Kane
Tony
shows
Perkins.
up on a jet, it's
Oh,
like,
look, there's Tucker.
Yeah. Do you want the biggie? Do you want the big? You want the big show?
See, I don't know, Mike. This is why I need your advice because I know you've had big weddings and smaller weddings.
Mike had the best big wedding ever.
I am torn.
Yeah, I did my second wedding, and it was a terrible, for me and my ex-wife. Not a good marriage, but a great wedding.
Yeah, the first 12 hours of that marriage were great.
Absolutely terrific. Yes, wonderful.
12 hours.
Yep.
So I don't know because when you're in it and you're looking, you're like, oh, this is kind of an amazing day, right?
Yeah.
It's the one day where all your friends and family are going to get together. They probably haven't gotten together in years. And, I love love, so let's celebrate love. Like, I get really caught up in all that. And I'm like, okay.
It's your first wedding? I'd say, look,
it's your first wedding. Yeah, you'll have more, so you might as well.
It's your first wedding. It's the first time you're getting married. Yeah. I think it ought to be everything you want it to be.
Oh my God.
Don't deny yourself. Don't deny yourself.
Is it worth like $30,000? Because if we get up to 120 people, 130 people, we're going to be at a $30,000 to $40,000 budget. And that's not extravagant. Like that's just what weddings are now.
Compare the ones down in DC and what they cost. It
is that
depends.
Worth it?
I think because you've waited, and how does the dude feel? How does Dan the man feel about this?
He wants to give me the wedding that I want, but I think
attaboy.
Does Dan realize that this will be the last time in his life that he matters that day? And that's the truth as a groom. That's the truth as a groom because, if you have a baby, it's all about the mom having the baby. Sure, you're there.
Does he have a big family? Does he have a big family?
I've already told him I want a baby moon in Bar Harbor. So I was like, put that on the list.
Okay. Yeah. What's a baby moon?
A baby moon is you have a honeymoon. You have a baby moon before the baby is born for the mom. Like the couple goes away. You've got a baby moon.
Oh, you're a demanding woman. Anyway, so the venue is that sound. It's not outrageous.
Unreal.
It's not outrageous either. I mean, I know people are hearing these numbers and what do you mean it's not? Add up what they cost. What do the venues around D.C. cost if you want to get them on a Friday or a Saturday night?
Prohibitive, and they're also all booked 2 years out. I remember and you went to
that's D.C. That's typical D.C. Everybody crawling over everybody else's corpse to get whatever they want. I'm a VIP. I'm a VIP. You ever go to you want to have fun, ladies and gentlemen? Here's a little tip from me to you. Now that I'm an expat from the nation's capital, all right? Let me tell you what Washington D.C. is all about. You know what? Go to a VIP event in Washington D.C. You'll have 8,000 people there because nobody says no to somebody wanting to be a VIP in Washington, D.C. That's BS.
And when you get there, when you get to the VIP event, look for the inner circle because there will be one that you can't get into.
Like now you're doing the commissioner's
But it's
party.
true, though. It's very true. It is very true.
I think you do it. I think you go for it. Now, let's talk about Dan's family.
Okay.
Embarrassing?
No, they're great. They're all from Detroit. They've never been to Maine, and they want the Maine experience. So the other option is taking
They'll love it because there's nothing more like Maine than Detroit.
So they're down with it. So he's got a fun family. To have the families intertwined
Never
at all?
met. Never met. Okay. So this is the one chance for them to meet.
What's your gut on how they're going to get along?
Oh, I think excellent. I think they're going to have the best weekend. I really do. So then I'm thinking we take them out to Cabbage Island in Boothbay Harbor, which is like $12,000 for 170 people. And they do all the food. They do like a lobster bake, clam bake, but you don't have, there's no like DJ, there's no reception
All right, let me
area.
stop you right there. I'm just going to give you my two. Now
Okay.
I'm becoming a wedding planner.
Okay.
I'm going to stop you right there, and I'm going to tell you this, Sarah.
Okay.
I really do believe that the lobster bake for a wedding is not appropriate.
Really?
Lobster is messy. And unless you're going to do an uber casual deal where people aren't going to get dressed up, you don't want people. I'm sorry, lobster is finger food. Lobster
it's
is
a mess,
messy food.
And there's going to be
it's
someone
just-
there could be some people that won't like it. They won't want seafood.
Well, no, see, don't listen to the Northern Virginia.
Yeah, see, I think
everybody
they want the lobster.
Everybody likes lobster, Rob.
Yeah,
Everybody likes
everybody,
lobster.
Rob.
Not my
Thank you.
daughter Julia.
Oh, God. Well, that's because you spoiled her and you didn't have her
Yes.
try new things.
Another child that I ruined.
That's it. I would no, but it's not fancy. And
Right.
a wedding, if you want if you want the white gown, dad in a tux, the wedding, if you want all that, I would look, a lobster dish, yes. Lobster bake, no. That would just be my opinion.
There you
Because
go.
now
Okay.
if you want to do the ceremony and then everybody cashes out and heads out, it depends. But I'm just saying a lobster bake is a casual type
I'm
thing.
troubled by the fact there's no disc jockey.
I know, of course
I
you
mean,
would
no,
be.
but I mean,
love
you
it.
have to have music at a reception because
Well, have
people
we
drink
talked
and then
about
they
that yet? I mean,
She
are they
said-
gonna have that?
Yeah,
she said
no,
that if she
so-
did this venue, there's no disc jockey.
There's no disc jockey. They just have everybody out. They do a lobster and clam bake.
Right.
You can drink whatever you want.
Right.
And it's on this little
Guy in
island.
the corner with a guitar just going, fine, time in a bottle. Is that no music at all?
Oh, we could have a guy with a guitar. Yeah.
Like a Bose speaker
yeah.
or something
yes.
like that?
He could have a Bose speaker and a guitar.
You know
and
why
give
he
a
said
singer.
no disc jockey? He's lobbying for you.
No.
He'll do it for free.
No, I won't. I hate spinning receptions. It's the worst.
But you actually make
You
good
wouldn't go up to
playlists.
Maine
I think you
to,
might
to be
yeah.
with Sarah Fraser if she asked you nicely?
As a favor, I would do it, but I'm not
you go.
lobbying
I might
for
actually
it.
have you DJ. You'd be so good.
I have the playlist. I've used them at 10 different wedding receptions. They're ready to go.
You are actually an option. I'm not kidding.
Hey, it's always nice to be an option.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
And
might
then
fly
you and
you
Carrie
up.
can come up and see us.
Yes, it'd be
Yes.
great. We'll stop in
Okay.
and bring the children. But you might not be there.
I think, but that's my 2 cents. But
All right. That's good advice.
this is the one thing though, because we're talking about all this. Has the ring been put on the finger yet? Are you engaged?
No engagement. But I don't want a long engagement. We're going to get engaged. You're going to think I'm like really controlling.
No. Not at all. Let me tell you how I'm going to have him propose. Go ahead.
We're going to France next June. And I've already instructed
course
him.
you are.
I've instructed him
awesome.
that he is to propose in France, and then we're getting married in Maine in August.
Are you allowing
So-
him to pick the day that you're
The
in
day
France?
for what?
For
Oh,
the
sure.
proposal.
Yeah,
so there
okay.
shall be some surprise. I think that's
Yeah.
nice.
And I
Please check
haven't-
one of these landmarks: the
I
Eiffel
haven't-
Tower, the Louvre, or Versailles.
I've put he can say whatever he wants. I'm like, you're proposing in France, and then we're getting married in August in Maine.
So we're getting the 30,000 for the wedding reception, then the proposal in France, and meanwhile Dan's back. If that voice you hear now is Dan's going,
I can't afford it anymore. I'm putting myself into debt already. I'm not the investment banker with the animal heads on the wall of his apartment. God damn it.
I know. He's not. I always tell him he's in soccer, right? So he doesn't make that much money. I go, you need to invent an app between now and June that you can sell to these kids that have a lot of money so
Is he
I
an
can
app
get
guy?
my dream wedding. No, absolutely not.
Well, then
No.
that might be one chink in the armor. The fact
is
that you're
he- can
telling
I
him to
ask what-
invent an app and he
He's
doesn't
an
do that.
Avengers and Star Wars guy. I'm like, I don't give a crap about that. Get inventing
can
an
I ask
app.
what he does?
Yes, he works in soccer. So he works out at Loudoun County Soccer. He's a director of youth development out there, and he coaches, which is lovely. It's great for the kids, but it's not good for my
So
wedding.
he's super physically fit then, right?
Yes, he's very physically fit.
All right,
Yeah.
there you go. Okay. All
Yeah,
right.
but
Just,
that
you know,
I
It's gonna need to
I
be to
the
pick up
You're
that
gonna have to come on
$40,000.
another show because I'm going to do that whole thing too. You know, the
Compatibility thing.
that's
He's going to have to be buff if he wants to pick up that ring.
yes, that giant ring. So you want to have the moment over. You want to. I'm
I don't
getting
know.
a little
I go
confused
back
here.
and
You want the
forth.
moment. Dan, this is Mike. If you're listening to me right now, listen. Hey, Dan, take the bull by the balls here. She doesn't get to choose where you get to propose to her.
Dan.
You know, do it this weekend, pal. I mean, really, with all this talk, you went up to Maine, for Christ's sake, and you went to look at a venue, to get that all done. You take her down, take her to the IHOP or something like that and put a ring on her finger.
The
and just
IHOP?
make it I mean, but if
I've already
A
told
good
him.
compromise, go to the Eiffel Tower, but at King's Dominion.
you are in love with this man, yes?
Yes, I absolutely love him. But
This
I did
man
tell
is
him.
going to. You want to spend the rest of your life at this
Yes.
point in time. You want to spend the rest of your time with him, yes?
Correct. Yes.
So the proposal does not really matter as long as you two are together, yes?
That is true. Yeah, and I go back and forth from Bridezilla to practical.
She stammered on that.
Right.
It
But I
might
have
matter a
told
little
him
bit.
if the ring is from Costco, it's a no. And that is what I told him.
Oh, she's a complicated lady. She truly is. But
I'm not
I
gonna
wish
lie.
you nothing but happiness.
Oh, yeah, right.
I truly
Okay.
do. I think so.
This is going to end a disaster. You're like,
when
okay,
is the
I got
trip?
one.
When is the trip to France?
We're supposed to be going in June. So we're going in June. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, a year from now.
Correct. Yeah, because all the wedding venues are already, are booked. If
Yeah.
we want to do anything in Maine, like actually fancy, we don't even have an opening until like next October.
Okay,
It's crazy.
I'm confused. So now we're talking next year, right? For
Yes.
the proposal or for the wedding?
Both.
You're talking about
both. Like I want a short
you wanna get-
engagement. Yeah.
Oh, like,
So are you
what-
going to plan the
what do you
wedding
wanna-
before
what's
the
a short
engagement?
engagement? Like half an hour? What? I
Yes.
mean, you
Yes.
know.
No, she said an August wedding. She said a June proposal to an August wedding.
Correct. I'm going to plan the wedding and the engagement right now.
Okay.
Don't hate-
And he's down with all this? He's okay with
He
this?
doesn't seem to have any objections. I say,
But don't be like Ed. Make sure you keep him updated on all this stuff. You want to tell Dan all the stuff that's going on because you'll want him to be at the wedding.
That's a good point. Yeah.
How do you feel about surprises? How do you feel about that? Do you do you
yes,
not like?
I'm all about
Do you not
surprises.
like-
Yeah.
Okay. So if he was to do something, and this is a hypothetical.
I would
don't
be
want to make
fine
you
with it.
uptight, and I think I might be able to do that. Let me say, if he was going to do something and he did surprise you with a proposal,
Yes.
would it piss you off?
No.
Because you still get France, right? You still,
Yes.
And it sounds like you're doing your honeymoon prior to your wedding.
Correct,
Right?
correct,
By
yeah.
going to France.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
It wouldn't piss you off?
No, it wouldn't. It really wouldn't. It wouldn't. I mean,
Okay.
I would actually be down for just a family dinner, like to get married. Like because when you start thinking about 35 or 40.
Now she's lying. You're right, Rob. She's lying. right
Selling
now.
us a passel of lies right now.
Totally lying right now. All right, I wish you the very best.
Yeah,
and,
right.
Dan. Oh boy, Dan. Dan, what I would do is pop the ring on her finger ASAP, and then do the France if you want, and do that. But you know what? Are you ready for my blessing
Yes,
on this?
yes.
Not that you need any of it. I think the Maine wedding rocks.
Yeah.
I think
I
the
agree.
Maine wedding.
Don't
is
cheap out on the cake.
fantastic.
Get a good cake.
Oh, I agree. Get
Yeah.
good cake.
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks for
But,
the advice.
And
We'll see
I
how
hope
it
you
goes.
have a wonderful time, and I would get Rob to DJ. It'll be
I
spectacular.
love that.
That's right. And I've never been to a Maine wedding because all of my family members got married up here. We'll take a break, and we will come back with more fun and more thrills on the Mike O'Mara Show.
We're in the dog days of August. The players are already on the field, learning new plays, breaking down film, getting ready for the fall and big football. One man is also preparing, checking his leads, verifying his sources, in order to bring you the most up-to-date analysis so you can make the best picks. Nicky Diamond is getting ready, and he's
in the know. Bitches.
Stay tuned. It's all part of the new fall season on the Mike O'Mara Show.
Yeah, baby.
Welcome back.
Nikki sounds tired.
Yeah.
Jim Amato's cryptic little promos for Nicky Diamond are my new faves.
I love it.
Welcome back to the show, brought to you by Amazon. Everyone knows Amazon is the best. You're probably shopping there right now. If you need it, Amazon has it. Just make sure you access Amazon through the TMOS website. What is today's Amazon purchase of the day, Rob Schreier?
You know, next week is when the family goes on the cruise, and I'm very excited about it, but we had to get our passports in order. So I went into our safe and got out our passports, and there they were, perfectly fine and ready to go. And I got to thinking, if you don't have a safe, where do you keep stuff like birth certificates and passports? And they have a great safe for sale on Amazon. It's $155, and it's waterproof and fireproof. Isn't $155 worth it to keep all your documents
Yeah,
safe
that's
through
actually a good
flooding and
deal.
fire? You can bolt it down to your floor. It's the first alert, waterproof, and fire-resistant bolt-down combination safe, and it actually is got a dial combination so you can't get locked out if the battery goes bad.
Oh, there you go. Okay,
Great.
perfect.
Amazon really does have everything. You find the safe and more at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Remember, the only way that you can ensure that we get credit for your purchase is to access Amazon through our website. Costs you nothing, means the world to us. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Hey, news!
Hold it. Let me play that the right way. Thank you. Oh, I just erased it.
I'll send it to you again.
I'm so tired of doing that.
You tired?
I really, I'm really tired of doing that. Can you let me do it? Hold on a second.
Hold on.
I'm sorry. We can't do the news without the news sound.
Yeah, of course.
Are we going to edit this in post-production?
We will definitely do this. Yes, we will.
Because I'm really, really bummed about it. I'm really, really sad about it right now. So I'm going to go in. But there's part of me that wants to keep this on because I like mistakes on the air. I really do.
How about this, Mike?
Wonderful. All right.
Oh, and that's not what I wanted. Damn it, that's not the right one.
Okay, that's right. I'll take it.
All right.
Anyway, here we go, ladies and gentlemen.
Okay.
News.
That's just I hate this soundboard.
How about this one,
Have I mentioned
Mike?
that to you? This is news. From around the corner up the street, this is the latest news for you. That's good. I've never heard that one
Oh, I
before.
like this
That's
one.
from WAVA. You had this with David Haynes in 86.
Oh, my God. That's such a long time ago.
I'll send you this one, too.
Thank you. Bill Murray is accused of assaulting a photographer in Martha's Vineyard last week. And the guy also happens to be Carly Simon's brother, Peter Simon, who's a photographer for a small newspaper there. Peter claims that he was on assignment taking pictures at a restaurant when Bill... He's got to be old then, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Right? He's got to be long in the tooth.
Sure.
Peter says he was on assignment taking pictures at a restaurant when Bill grabbed him and threw him against a door. Then later on, he says Bill dumped water on him and also on his camera. According to a police report, Bill felt like he was harassing him and taking too many pictures. And the owner of the restaurant agreed, saying he deserved to have water dumped on him. Last we heard, Peter didn't know if he'd press charges or not. You don't hear about Bill Murray getting to be, dickish very often.
There's
but he was pissed at this
there's
guy.
a lot of weird factors in there because you got old man and he's Carly Simon's brother and she's legendarily shy, so he's probably screwed up too. And
Right.
so and what's going on with that? And did you see Bill Murray? I think it was at the Cubs game when they lost to they beat the Nats.
Oh, really?
There was I believe, in the ninth inning, a walk-off grand slam, and they came back from 3 down to win the game, and Bill Murray was there. He didn't hit anybody
He's everywhere.
there. He's everywhere.
I guess. All right.
You don't have to be on LinkedIn to be spammed with their emails asking you to connect with someone who you vaguely remember from school. It happens to all of us, even Russell Crowe. On Friday, he complained on Twitter that he's sick of getting emails asking him to join. Obviously, he has no use for it. His online resume is his IMDb page, but the LinkedIn emails never stop. This is what he said. He tweeted that there should be, quote, a piss-off option for LinkedIn requests. Some people thought that meant he did have an account, but he posted another tweet later that made it seem like he doesn't have an account. He's just bitching. That's what he's doing.
I think it would probably be easier to get out of the mafia than to get out of LinkedIn. I actually spent an entire morning once trying to get out of LinkedIn. I can't find a way to get out. There's no way out.
Oh, wow.
So are you on LinkedIn?
I am on LinkedIn, yeah. And I've just given up. Like, you get so many requests from people you don't know.
It's the worst social media
I'm
site.
just like, screw it. So now I accept everybody, and they tell you not to do that because it's supposed to be a legit networking. So I'm like, I don't care. I mean,
I'm on it. I don't pay much attention to it. It doesn't bother me as much. But every day there's something there. But it's not
it
that.
is legit. I mean, people are like making money getting downloads from their podcasts. Like, I mean, it is like really a way that you can get clients if you really work it. But I mean, I don't know.
Well, it's it's something that I've always been aware that it's there. I see people that I don't see anywhere else when I do go on LinkedIn. But it hasn't done anything. What have you done for me lately? Come on, Jason Statham's new Shark Attack movie, The Meg.
Yes.
Which I have to admit, my inner idiot actually looks at that and goes, "Look at the big, realistic.
It's really
looking kind of
really
fun."
big. Really big
it won
fish.
the box office. It won the box office over the weekend. Shocker. Raking in $44.5 million. That won't set any records, but it's twice what some people expected. Meg, short for, because people don't want to say Megalodon.
Right.
Megalodon.
Megalodon.
Two others, the horror movie Slender Man. I didn't even hear about that.
I thought that was a biopic about me.
And the Spike Lee movie Black Klansman also debuted in the top 5. But,
I think Jordan Peele is in that Black Klansman movie, I believe.
Yeah, it looks amazing.
It does look very, very good.
Fascinating story.
Makeup tutorials on Instagram and YouTube are a big deal, but it's hard to stand out from all the other people doing them. I guess this is one way to do it. There is a 19-year-old woman. Her name is Marshala Perkins in Commerce, Texas, and she was arrested back in February for marijuana possession. Her makeup looks great in her mugshot because she's an aspiring makeup artist.
Love it.
Right before she got arrested, she was doing a demo on Facebook Live for some friends. So someone tweeted the mugshot a few weeks ago and said, quote, "We need a tutorial. Free her." Free her. Apparently, a lot of people agreed because the tweet went viral and they started bombarding Marshala with requests for makeup tips. She's beautiful and she's got great eyes. And I saw the mugshot, and now she is starting to take private appointments after getting busted for pot.
Fantastic.
Good for her.
She's launching an Instagram account and a YouTube channel to capitalize on her new fame in the makeup world. No details on the arrest as far as how it went down or whether it was like in the trunk of her car or anything.
I'm sure it's just a wrist slap. Marijuana is not a big deal anymore. Not like when I was a boy.
Well, unless you do the whole Breaking Bad, truckloads coming over the Mexican border thing.
Let's keep it under a bail, and then we'll be all right.
Joint in your purse. If you thought August was going to be a relief after this insanely hot summer, think again. It's bringing a whole new summer enemy. Have you heard about this?
No.
Drunk angry wasps. Oh, no. Drunk angry wasps. This time of year is when wasps go out looking for sweet fluids to drink.
Now, do you encounter a lot of drunk angry wasps in Maine?
I bet.
Like on the boats?
Thank you. I knew you stole my joke, but that's okay.
Oh, sorry.
Thank you. I knew you couldn't help yourself. This time of year is when wasps go out looking for sweet fluids. They usually find some rotting fermented fruit in garbage cans. Since they're tiny, even a sip of that is enough to get them hammered and angry. And then they fly off all drunk and pissed looking for somebody to sting. On the bright side, this phase should only last a few more weeks. But until then, if you see any wasps, just know that they might be drunk and could have bad intentions. The last time I saw a bunch of drunk, angry wasps was after Obama got reelected. Am I right, ladies? Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah. All right, anyway, let me see. Okay, I got to play this. Thank you. And now a little something. Around 10% of men are wearing condoms that are too small for them. Have you heard about this story?
I've not.
Too small. Okay, that's interesting.
Yes. Not only can this increase the chances of the contraceptive breaking, it can also cause numbing and pain. To combat this problem, an online retailer has launched the world's largest condom. Let's give them a flourish, shall we? The company's called TheyFit. They believe they have created the biggest condom on the market, the G31. It measures 9.45 inches in length with a width of 69 millimeters. This is significantly larger than both Durex and Magnum XLs, which are 21% and 27% smaller, respectively. To put this in context, they can fit an entire tube of Pringles inside one of these
Oh, my
condoms.
God. Okay, come on.
Wow.
As if there are that many men that need that.
Well, the condoms are set to go on sale around the world, except for Ireland. Am I right, ladies? There we go. Thank you. Thank you very much. Wow, I'll be here all week. Yeah, they're not selling them over in Ireland because they're... All right, anyway, we'll take a break and come back with...
Do they offer gift wrapping?
Yes, lovely. We'll take a break, come back with more on the Mike O'Mara Show.
It's Political Persuasion.
Hey, it's Chris Fraser with Political Persuasions. This week, Mike and I look for signs of that blue wave. Is it coming, or is it in your imagination? Plus, Giuliani wants conditions on what Robert Mueller can ask President Trump. And I get on my soapbox about what the job of a journalist is. Tune in.
You can download Political Persuasions at politicalpersuasions.com, iTunes, Stitcher, and wherever fine podcasts are found.
Welcome back to the Mike O'Mara Show. We've been telling you about it. It's time for the TMOS Fruitcake Fact of the Day. Hey, Professor Spiewak, lay some fruitcake knowledge on us.
Mike, today we're talking nutmeg.
Nutmeg.
Now, a lot of people buy nutmeg already ground up in a little container in your spice aisle, and that's fine.
It's a little one. It's always a real super small one,
it's
if I remember
expensive.
correctly.
It's expensive because it's pre-ground. But do you know the moment you grind up your nutmeg, it starts losing its flavor qualities.
It's potency.
Which is why every time we make a fruitcake, we grate the nutmeg fresh right before it goes in the batter.
Ooh.
It comes in the nut form, and you actually, it's almost like using a rasp
Yum.
when you're using a wood product. What it sounds like. So anytime you bake, Mike.
It's a lot of nutmeg.
Anytime you bake, treat yourself to fresh spices, as we do at the Mike O'Mara Show.
Hey, man, hey, you know what? It tastes phenomenal. That's one of the reasons. The more you know about fruitcakes.
From the top.
The more you know about fruitcakes, the better. I'm making my living today. Because we are in the middle of our first ever TMOS fundraiser. You see, the times are tight. We need your help. Here's the good part. In exchange for your support, we will reward you. We will receive you.
Reward you
with a genuine Rob Spiewak fruitcake. Sweet, spicy, potent, and delicious. You can have one in time for the holidays simply by giving us your support. Order now at tmosfruitcake.com. And a fruitcake or fruitcakes, if you prefer, will be at your house in time for the holidays. We need your fiscal support, and we're proud to offer the taste of the holidays as a way of saying thank you. Invest in our fruitcake future now. Invest in your fruitcake future now. Ensure the ongoing success of TMOS and get ready for a holiday treat unlike any other ever.
Fresh nutmeg.
TMOSfruitcake.com and nutmeg, too.
Yes.
There you go.
They sound so good.
Oh, here's more nutmeg.
Oh, yes.
That's the sound of the... They love it in North Korea. That's a lady who just... Okay. That's a lady who just got a fruitcake. Let's open up the audio vault. I'm going to do this here. Hopefully, I'm not going to make any more mistakes. Sarah Fraser here. Go ahead.
Are you
All right,
excited?
We're with Hey Phrase from the Hey Phrase thing.
Tomorrow there'll be another fruitcake fact, Mike. So make sure you listen.
Good. I'm looking forward to that.
A new fruitcake fact every day.
That'll be exciting.
5 big ways to win big.
Wonderful.
We did not get to talking about the PGA Championship. Did you want to opine on it? I know you were all over it, and you were talking about it on Facebook.
Posted on that Brooks Koepka, who is one of the better golfers I've ever seen play the game, an incredible performance, but you don't tap in before the last guy taps in when you're going to win the championship because you want to give the fans the opportunity. I think he was doing it to be too cool for school or stupid. I'm not sure which one it was, but it pissed me off. And everybody's rooting for Tiger anyway because they want to see the greatest comeback story in the history of sports. Right. And so it was kind of a meh day. And it's a meh day. It was a meh thing when he won the U.S. Open. This guy is a meh guy. Yes, he's cool. Yes, he's collected. Yes, he doesn't show any emotion. Yeah, bravo. It's a show, you dope. It's a show. You are entertaining people, okay? If you don't entertain people, people aren't going to watch or pay attention. And it's not just because you're winning your big dumbass tournament. It's because you have a little flash and a little flair. Have you looked? Hey, Brooks, let me make a point here.
Wow.
Hey, Brooks, have you looked around at the year we're having? Have you looked what people are going through right now? The national anxiety level off the charts. We want a little diversion. That's why when Tiger takes his fist and pumps it up in the air and goes, yeah, and people go, yeah, they're living vicariously through him. When you're sitting there like a mound of granite, Mr. Big Biceps, nobody gives a shit. Do you understand that?
Yes.
That's the way that works, Brooks. So I'm happy you're a great golfer, which you are. Nobody can deny that. And a couple of people said that, hey, it was a great performance. But yeah, I know it was. I love every winner that's ever been a winner. But the fact is, you don't get the sizzle unless you bring a little love and emotion and life and being a human being. And nobody wants to watch a robot win any kind of sports competition. Nobody wants to watch that.
To your point, listen to the announcers reacting to when he taps in because it was really an anticlimactic end to the tournament.
Just want to make it clear what we're talking about here. At the end of the tournament, he nestles it up to about an inch, and he's got to tap in to win the tournament by 2 strokes. He's going to win it without any question. There's no doubt he's going to win it. So what you do is you mark the ball, and then you let the other guy finish, and then you tap it in, and you're officially the champion, and it gives the crowd a chance to cheer. Brooks decides he's just going to tap it in because it's like, I don't care. I don't need all that fanfare. Duh. Don't need any of that. So anyway.
This is the anticlimactic end to the PGA tournament.
Don't finish it out yet.
No.
Hold on.
No.
Taps it in.
Well, Koepka.
1/8 of the crowd cheers.
That's a why? A little, early. He's decided he's been on his feet long enough today.
Now compare that.
On his feet long enough.
That was a great line by Faldo, by the way. I guess he's decided it's so British. I guess he's decided he's been on his feet. I'm trying to cover this idiot's move and do that.
Compare the ambivalence of the crowd during that tap in to when Tiger sunk his last putt on the 18th. Listen to the crowd on this shot.
It's to pull even with Scott for second. Guess what?
What else would you expect?
Yeah.
You see, Brooks, that's why we come to the events. We want something special. We want to take something home.
Yep. So anyway.
So I wonder if he gets it. I didn't hear the post tournament press conference, so I don't know if he was asked about it.
Now, that's not a rule. That's really just sort of courtesy.
No, not a rule at all.
Not
a rule at all. It's just something you do. It's not for him. It's for the fans. And these events are. There's a reason they call it a spectator sport.
Mm-hmm.
People like people to do something where, hey, you're verifying you've won the championship. I get to cheer now. Yeah. I know I cheer now because I've watched it a long time. That's the way I feel about it.
Occasionally a news story breaks that when I watch it, my jaw falls open because I just have so many questions. Did you see about the Seattle runway worker at the airport?
Oh, horrible story. I actually had a former coworker of his correspond with me over the weekend.
No kidding.
Wow.
Yeah, he was talking about this guy. It's very sad situation.
Very sad.
Okay, wait. Now, what did this coworker say? Did the coworker say that this kid seemed always off? Because there's so many mixed stories. Like the family came out, made a statement. They said, they were really shocked by his behavior. Then other people have said that he did always seem off. What did the coworker say?
Let me see if I've got it. I'm going to see if I can bring it up because this was this past weekend.
Wow.
He was, and the reason I remember it, Sarah, and kind of put it away. He was kind of telling me, what I should be not to say anything about this guy.
Oh.
But he was saying that it was kind of a surprise that he was a nice person. I remember that.
Wow.
That nobody saw this coming, and it was just kind of interesting. Just keep doing it, Robin. I'll see if I can.
All right.
Find
Okay.
it.
I have some audio.
No, that's okay. I want to because I'd like to share.
Here's some audio of him talking to the tower. This guy took a plane based on the knowledge of planes from video games. That's how he took the plane. He was a runway worker, and here he's talking to the tower while he's up there flying acrobatically in the sky.
I got a lot of people that care about me. It's going to disappoint them to hear that I did this. I would like to apologize to each and every one of them. Just a broken guy. Got a few screws loose, I guess. Never really knew it until now.
There is the runway just off your right side in about a mile. Do you see that? That's McCord Field.
Oh man, those guys will rough me up if I tried landing there. I think I might mess something up there too.
All right.
Oh my
the
God.
guy says, Mike, I won't mention his name. You'll hear from all corners what a nice guy he was, and that's all true. But we don't know what's going on in someone's head and heart when they don't speak out. I'm also retired from the military and deal with homeless and disabled vets. And, well, you never know until it's too late. There will be conspiracy theories, conjectures, lies, and jokes, sick effers, as he says. Everyone has opinions and makes assumptions, and you know the saying about those things. Facts about the how will become clearer in the very near future. The Q400 is a machine I spent many years loving, and my Horizon family are a lot of individuals I will love for the rest of my life. If for nothing, please promote suicide prevention. And let everyone know that killing yourself might end things, but not end things at all. I apologize if I've rambled. It's 3 a.m. Sunday morning, and I'm still having trouble sleeping. I'm reading all of the tributes my friends and former coworkers are writing on Facebook and in their blogs. And so he just wanted to vent to me.
Wow.
And it was, this was 5:56 in the morning on Sunday morning. And he said, as you talk about this, please tread lightly. Well, you know what, sir? I am treading lightly. It's a tragedy. I'm sorry for your loss. That's you never know. And he was so collected when he was flying this plane and communicating with air traffic.
It was just a jaw-dropping story, and it was wow. I mean, it was just hard to process that it even happened. So
it's amazing when you do this for a living. That you touch so many different people that somebody will reach out and do that. And I'm sorry sometimes if I don't get back to everybody because that's it's tough when people are going through stuff. It really is.
All right, let us close on something of a lighter note. I know a lot of people have the personal assistant Alexa, and they can use it to keep a shopping list, which is a great idea. You don't have to write anything down; it remembers it for you, unless, of course, your kids figure out they can add to the shopping list. This was going viral over the weekend. This is the kids adding to the shopping list on Alexa.
You have 62 items on your shopping list. Here are the 5 most recent. Card 0, new, pee on your face, fart, and stinky toilet. Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
Yes. The kids got Alexa.
Wet, poopy toilet, P-R, new, pee, and poop. Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
Yes.
Poop, and poop. Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
Yes.
By poop and I dab, potty, barf, pee, and poop. Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
Yes.
Barbie, pee, tea, poop, and Nutella. Would you like to hear the next 5 items?
No.
I love the fact that at the end of it said that they says poop, pee, and Nutella. I said, okay, we got everything covered. That's your Magic Audio Vault. Have a great Monday, everybody.
I've never had a 5-year-old do that.
Goodbye, duties.
I've never had that,
Goodbye, duties.
Yes, Siri Pony sent me that one over the weekend. Yes.
Goodbye, duties.
Goodbye, Michael.
Goodbye, duties.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. That's wonderful. Thank you. That's it. Thanks for joining us for another episode of the Mike O'Mara Show. Sarah Fraser, you were so nice to come by. Always a pleasure. Go to Hey Frase Podcast. It's recorded right in Podcast Village at Hey Frase Podcast. You can see it everywhere. She's on Facebook. She has a popular blog, and she's getting married in 3 or 4 years, and we are so thrilled for that. It's going to be wonderful. If you have a message for our Tuesday mailbag, send it to Rob with 2 B's at MikeO'MaraShow.com. Mailing address TMOS Box 32101, Washington, D.C. 20007. Remember, voting, the engine of freedom and democracy, requires your participation. Please remember to register and vote. It really does matter. For Rob Spiewak and Sarah Fraser, Mike O'Mara saying so long, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Before you go, please make a mental note. Today's show was made possible by the TMOS bonus packages. You can secure yours right now by going to MikeO'MaraShow.com and clicking on the red bonus banner. Buy it or give it. Either way, you're helping out TMOS, and that's a good thing. Thank you, and go in peace.
Mike O'Mara, Radio Entertainment.